See what we got here. All right, today we're gonna cook up some oxtails for my cousin Kevin and my grandma. So all I already have to do is kiss and scrub down. This is where it gets a little weird. So most oxtails cooking. I'm gonna heat up some oil. Here, it's gonna be a whole slew of things set up here. Oxtails we got yesterday on the east side, south side, southwest Atlanta, Swats, past Alpo, off MLK. You gotta trim a little fat off of them. Now, how to gauge which ones to cut up? It's usually the bigger ones have more fat on them. And the smaller ones are gonna fry up right nicely on their own. You ain't have to do too much to the smaller ones. One second, let me get my gloves. I get up at a freakish hour, and then I take an afternoon nap. Just never been able to sleep more than, I say, maybe 5 hours a day. Just can't do it. It's sick to my stomach. I feel like I ain't did nothing with my day. I'm gonna take our small ones, which are barely bigger than fingers, and we're gonna put those on in the bowl to be seasoned. And then you get to your nice medium-sized ones. Yeah, you can hold up with 3 fingers. And then this is where you're gonna get your trimming on. These are your big monsters, closer to the back of the cow tail, oxtail if you really want to be technical. It's the cow's tail. Take that fatty part right there, with your nice sharp knife. Get on that thing, cut it off. Now, some people like fat. Fat is good. The only problem is, when you cook this dish down, it's gonna be hard to find this fat and take it out. You don't want to bite into a big, soggy piece of fat. Look at that. Now, we ain't cutting it all the way down to the meat wall. Don't get me confused now. We're gonna have to keep some fat in there. Fat renders. It tastes good. Too much fat is bad. This is already a bad health dish. Let's not make it any worse by adding as much fat as we can. Me personally, I don't hardly even eat this dish anymore. People like to eat it, so I cook it. I wish I had somebody to hold the camera so I could show you as I work. I gotta work and come right over here to show you. So this is the amount of fat that I've taken off the tails from just that one. So you can kind of imagine if I left the fat on all 4 of them, what that could do to the arteries. Number 1 killer of black people, high blood pressure. Not the police as they make you want to think. No, high blood pressure. Salt. Table salt. It's so crazy. I don't hardly put any salt in this dish. Now I'm trying to cut back on the fat. There ain't no such thing as a healthy oxtail dish, I can tell you that. You gotta try something. Something to stay alive. Staying alive. My wife is out of bed before. I don't know how bedtime ends. She's out of bed. So now maybe she'll move the camera if we need to see something else. Alright, so you want to go in the trash. You're going to wash that. Now, to get our spices. So we're going to use some Slap Your Mama, Cajun seasoning. We're going to use some garlic powder. And not so much that. I use crushed red peppers to replace my Scotch bonnet, or what is it called? It's orange. It's orange pepper.
Habanero?
Habanero, I think. But Jamaicans call it Scotch bonnet. Let's see. What we at? I need another pot down for a little cayenne pepper also. Heat it up just a little bit. I need to cook down some broth to put in the crock pot. Also, definitely gonna need your browning right there. I can hit that real quick. Yeah. Just gonna drizzle a little browning on there. Oh, you can't see me. Yeah, maybe bigger. Maybe the red pot. I also love the smell of, this is a little weird kick that I do on mine still. A little sesame seed oil, because I like the smell of sesame seed oil. I'm not gonna lie. Doesn't hurt anything, doesn't affect the flavor. I ain't putting no actual seeds on it. Better than bouillon. I use this in my broth. I also make my own beef broth out of these cubes that we have. So a little double whammy right there. I think that would be a lot of my salt. Is my broth. And then we tried some sazon last time. Wasn't disgusted by it. Why not? I'm looking for my minced garlic, minced onion. Looking for my onion powder. Cornstarch for the end of this. Oh, yeah. Spices back up. Let's get the seasoning finally. Teaspoons. It's just about, hey, you've done this about 5,000 times. Know how many shakes it is per thing. And don't be fooled by these red peppers. They do not have a strainer on them. I've done that before. Dump a whole heap of red pepper on there, and then you gotta try to dig it out, and folks complaining it's spicy. I don't even know no spice. I don't even know me like that, partner. Garlic powder. This garlic out of it. Didn't you just use this? Let's get happy with that garlic. My wife likes the garlic soup. My cousin, he hardly ever cooks, so he's gonna be delighted by anything that I cook. And he's gonna say that he taught me how to cook. For some reason, this guy seems to think that he taught me how to cook. I don't know. I gotta measure the water out. I need to know how much water I'm putting in. Know how much. How many cubes I put in. Every cup you want to put a cube. But you don't want to overdo it, so you at least need to know a guesstimate of how much water you put in. It's gonna be a lot. It's gonna ignore that. It goes over 500 degrees, so it's gonna be all right. Get that post. Gonna transition that powder right now. She's gonna grab her a bowl of this too over at Grandma's. She's gonna grab her a bowl of this too over at Grandma's. Can I get some flour doused in here, please? We don't even gotta measure the flour out of. Yeah, let's use a cup.
What?
Just waiting on the flour. Get 1/2 bowl, so maybe a half of that. Just so I don't have to scrape it off the bottom. More over here than with the ones that are covered. Flour. All right, this is the next step. We're gonna go ahead. Now you're just going for a nice searing brown. That's it. And we're gonna get our broth ready. Actually, we gotta get a bowl ready because I think our broth is not gonna be ready before. But we can go ahead and put them in the Instapot once they do come out of their browning stage right here. You're not cooking them, all right? Don't get confused and think that you need to cook the inside or the middle. Let's go ahead and set up our Instapot. Which is, okay, changed my life. Make sure you get yourself one of these little silicone rings to put at the bottom. Keep your meat off of that hot surface. Let's throw some bay leaves in them little slivers when they get out. Maybe they'll stay trapped. It's like, where's Waldo at the end trying to figure out, where's your bay leaf? Get a nice boil over here. 10 cubes. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One more to go. We're gonna get 2 tablespoons of that better than bouillon and put that into. Yep. So I just need tablespoons of that. This ain't math right here. I mean, this ain't science. You just put it in there, let it for a couple seconds, it'll slide right off. You ain't gotta even mess with it. Ooh, I'm about to add bouillon. Just put it in there, let it slide off. You're gonna keep that spoon though. I always keep my dishes I use, because I want to try to use them as many times as I can, because mainly I wash the dishes in this house. So. I clean the stove, the robot sweeps the floor now, but I'm serious about my kitchen. I don't start cooking until my kitchen is clean. And then we'll start rotating the small ones first. Now see, this is what we're looking for, just, hold on. Let it drip, drip, dry. I don't know if you can tell right there, just that light little crunch of brown. All right, we're going for that light little crunch of brown. Now, you're going to go get this side now because it's just oily. But the little ones, they're going to be done rather quickly. The big ones take a little bit of time. But again, we're not cooking them. We're just getting that nice little flour crunch on it. Nice little sear, if we may. Now, I used to do onions, bell peppers. Got a nice rolling boil on a bra. Don't feel any chunks. Like she's ready to play. All there is to bra. Like, you don't have to buy it from the store. You can do this. I've done it. I used to think I had to buy the little carton of bra every time I made something. Might need more. Nothing. Try that oil that we can't never get rid of. You know. You sleep, is you? Teachers in the bus lane absolutely love the costume. Here's it. Sometimes you gotta get hit with that hot grease. What you learn about life. You know, another thing I think about. You know, growing up, you used to cook bacon and it would pop back at you. Yeah, now, bacon is tamed. What did they do to tame the bacon? I didn't cook it any different. I still fry my bacon in the pan. She fries us in the oven sometimes. I fry mine in the pan, and no, I don't get no pop, pop.
Unless you have to grease up too high.
Maybe, man. I was cooking like a wild man back then. My parents never taught me how to cook. It's tender. I'm going up to 45, turn, keep warm off. Boom. Boom. Take a look at my settings here. It's 45, it's going on. It's on a meat stew. And that's it for right now.
Yeah, Mama makes it.
Yeah, so this is how I make gravy. It's real simple. You just gotta keep your hands moving, okay? Because this will clump up. This is just regular old cornstarch and water. And you kind of gotta make it over time to know how much to put in it. So there ain't no measurement to it. Don't let it settle at the bottom. It takes a lot because there's a lot of water in it. So what you want the cornstarch to do is act with that water inside the pot over there. Stay on the pot. See all that loose liquid in there? You want to make it into a gravy so it's nice and thick. The only problem is when you freeze cornstarch, it doesn't come back out like you ate it the first time. It comes back out lumpy and thick. But it still tastes so good, you don't care that it's lumpy and thick. You're going to throw it over that rice or jasmine rice or whatever, egg noodles. You'll eat the gravy by itself if you made your sauces and such right. I think that's about enough. I don't know that.
Don't want it too thick.
Yeah, I don't want it too thick.
You don't want the clumpiness of the cornstarch to settle at the bottom either.
You gotta keep it moving. Think about cornstarch. Boy, it make a mess. It will get all over you. I don't feel anything. What was that? It's getting thick. Now you gotta have warm. You cannot do this when it's cold. This pot just got untopped, so it's hot. So when you get in there, you don't need to look at it. We just need it to heat up. But it is done.
Okay. That's what's up.
The gravy's starting to thicken. Just make sure the heat stay on so it don't get cold. It'll probably cooking on the way there. Oh, got one. That's what you're looking for. Those are your money shots. That's what you're cooking. But you don't want to get violent with the stir right now because you want them to stay on the bone as much as can because presentation is big.
Mm-hmm.
So is the fat. Yeah, it's all fat.
It's all fat.
I thought it was
Cornstarch. You put 2 bay leaves in.
I put 3. I know I put a big one in there. Motherfucker, gonna get it when we turn the pot out. Oh. Got it?
Mm-hmm.
Take the fat out too. A little bit of meat on there.
Okay.
You want that?
No.
A little bit of meat on there. Oh yeah, there's a lot of meat on there.
I got a paper towel. Let me get this little bit of.
It's all wet anyway. It might be ready to transport. Oh, it's hot though.
That's that gravy. Got them